and the roles that you had in making this film come together.
So I'm Izzy Fonseca, and I was producer on this.
And I'm Louis. I was the co-writer and director.
Well, this is clearly a very unique and funny story. How did this story come about, and how did you guys come up with this idea?
Good question. Not entirely sure how it started out as a film about a man who befriended a goose, and then we worked out it was going to be really complicated filming a film about a man who befriends a goose. So then it just became a man who ran away from London. It was always about a guy on the run, and then all the other stuff got added in as we went along.
Where did the hairdresser component come into play?
I've had some very bad experiences.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure where. Well, you see these barbershops. Do you call them barbershops here?
Yes.
Yeah.
For men, only for men.
Only for men.
Yeah.
You see these barbershops, only for men, at a lot of places, and there's no one in them ever. And just wondering, how are they doing business? They're open all hours. And you're like, there's something going on with these barbershops. I'm sure of it. So it's part expose, part narrative.
There's clearly a comedic element. How much of that was in the script originally, and how much of it was improv?
Yeah, originally it was just a very serious drama, and I miscast it horribly. And mess. Yeah, it was probably 15% improv, something like that.
Okay.
15. It was most of the jokes were scripted. I cast a lot of comics in the film, or comic actors, and they kind of added some lines in, and we rehearsed it as well. So we kind of workshopped some of the scenes and added in bits as we went.
Awesome. So there are some pretty eccentric characters, I would say. Were those based on any people you know, or how did that character development come together?
I can't really say anything about most of them. The only one I can talk about is maybe Toni, the head stylist, who I was friends with Mike Ryan, the guy who played him, and he always gets cast as like gangsters and drug dealers and really like aggressive, mean characters. And he kept saying to me, I really wish I could get cast as something that's not a mean, aggressive gangster. He was like, I wish I could play something with like a more feminine side. And I was like, meet me halfway, Mike, and how about a slightly effeminate gangster? So that's how that came about.
Awesome. Well, there's clearly there's a lot of visible energy between the cast. Do you have any awesome set stories or anything that really sticks out to you as your favorite moments while making the film?
That scene in the tent where the Rudyard and Tulip are having sex and Charlie's trying to sleep, that really made us laugh a lot. There was like 6 of us in this tiny teepee, and it was right at the end of the night, and all the rest of the cast had wrapped for the day. It was like 10 or 11 at night, and they were all drinking beer, and we could hear the cans of beer opening, and there was like 3 or 4 crew still working. And we were shouting at the AD, we were like, bring us beer, we want beer in this teepee. He was like, you don't get any beer till you finish the shot.
Whose ass is doing the thrusting?
That's Rudyard, co-writer, yeah, Nick Horseman.
He was wearing,
What an ass.
Yeah, it was like bigger than normal because he was wearing a kind of nappy thing that we made out of like Hessian sack, which I think we cut the scene. Yeah, we cut the shot in the end, but that he does appear at one point wearing this kind of giant sort of loincloth. So his butt was, bigger than normal. So when he did for the thrusting, it was sizable. But yeah, but actually we talked about relationship with characters. So the trip scene with the Spirit of the Woods and Charlie. So Charlie and the actor that played the Spirit had actually they'd met 5 years previously at an improv workshop that they did together, and they were paired up at that, and then they just by chance turned up on set, and they were like, oh, I know you.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so then that scene was all improv, and they just like set the cameras running for about half an hour, just let them kind of crawl about in the woods.
Can I ask what a hallucinogen that was referring to, or is that a real thing that they're experiencing, so to say?
You don't get pussy willow here? It's not a thing? Yeah, that's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. But a lot of mushrooms grow in that particular part of the UK, so it's maybe something.
Where was it filmed? What part?
It was filmed in South Wales.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
So did you guys run into any sort of challenges in, so you had the script, getting it made, getting it on the screen, and then going from there, what would you say was the biggest challenge?
It was all a challenge. This is our first feature film, and you know, my background is TV. This is the first feature I've produced, and Louis was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a movie. Do you want to produce it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I've never produced a movie before, so I was like, "Oh, how hard would it be?" It turns out it's really hard, and there were lots of mistakes made and lots of things we'd go, "Oh, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we think of that?" So it was all pretty difficult, but the filming bit is like, as most filmmakers probably know, is like the easy bit. It's the bits that come after it. We're lucky enough that we have kind of a network of people, like most of the actors Louis knows from, Louis used to do stand-up, so from the circuit. So we knew kind of a lot of the actors, and then we got a casting director to do the last kind of few parts that we didn't have. And then, we've got enough friends that work in TV and film, and we managed to get kind of discounts on kit and all the rest of it, and free locations and stuff, so that was kind of all right. But then it was the kind of post-production where we, you know, ran out of money, and we, you know, just kind of had to try and kind of scrape it all together. But yeah, so kind of, I guess that was, I don't know. It's all difficult that I can't pinpoint.
Came together.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a scene that you're most proud of?
I kind of like the scene where Gary's getting tortured. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh.
Staple to the head is
The staple to the head is pretty disgusting. I like the bit where the gangster says that the diary is actually quite sad. So, I don't know.
How many days did you shoot?
14.
Total?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then maybe 2 or 3 pickup days, but very specific, like cutaway pickups.
And how many hours of footage?
Good question. Maybe somewhere around 60, I think. I actually can't remember, but I think more.
Sorry.
We shot 2 cameras most of the time, so it doubles it, I guess.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? All right. Well, what's next for you guys?
I'm working on a new feature script about a war between ice cream vendors in a small seaside town. So this festival's been really useful for that. I now have to go home and change everything I wrote so far to fit into these damn structures.
Do you guys have any, I'm sure we have some writers and filmmakers out here, do you have any advice for them on getting started and getting into the business? You guys kind of have a feature under your belt and can...
I don't particularly feel like we've broken into the business, but I guess just go and do it. Just go and do your thing. If you've got an idea, go and shoot it.
Yeah, be bold, I guess.
Yeah.
And then put aside 5 years of your life to get it finished. Something like that.
Don't expect to get paid.
What was
for 10 years.
your production timeline like from the time that you first had the idea, started working on the script, finished the script, and then we're actually shooting, and then also like how long's post?
From when the idea, from the point where we had the idea to the point we started writing the script was about a year. We wrote the script in just under a year. Pre-production was 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Then post-production's been 2.5 years. That was the longest block. Just took us a long time because we weren't paying anyone, and you just got to, wait for them to be free.
And then we were doing other jobs in between, so.
Yeah, so it's probably 5 years total.
Okay, I don't know, sorry. I noticed that a lot of the performances, there's a lot of really great nuances, like their comedy is so much in their faces sometimes. How much did you actually direct them to do those little things versus what they brought on their own?
I guess I cast them all because I knew they were good at that sort of stuff. I've known a lot of them for a long time and done films with them before, so I guess they kind of knew what I was after. So yeah, half I think like good castings as important as good directing quite a lot for that sort of stuff. I think they brought a lot of stuff on their own, and that's why I cast them.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of something that kind of, you saw it on the script, you had it in play, but then as it came to the screen, it was completely changed? There's stuff that evolved during the making of, and parts of the story that changed?
There's a bit near the end where Jenny gets pinned to the tree by scissors, and then Charlie has this like really larger than life kind of moment, and that wasn't supposed to be like a shouty moment. And then he was just sticking about before we started rolling, doing it in that voice. And he was always begging me to like be much louder than I wanted him to be. But I was so tired by that point, I just went, all right, fine, do whatever you want.
The screaming at the beginning, was that his too, or was that yours?
That was scripted.
That was scripted,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see, and anything, any other moments like that kind of evolved?
I don't know. I mean, actually, weirdly, Toni, the guy that plays Toni, Mike Ryan, he was very involved in his character development. He would call Louis a lot, saying, "I've had this idea. Let's talk about it." And actually, one thing he got quite into was his costume. So he brought along loads of his own shirts and stuff. So we had this sort of great collection of disgusting shiny shirts that Mike wanted to use as Toni, and we were like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Find disgusting shiny shirts like
One
that?
of them was
Our
mom's.
mom's
Oh,
wardrobe.
That's
Mostly.
wonderful. I think my mom has a few of those as well.
Yeah.
So what was your absolute favorite part of this entire process? Finishing.
Yeah, these festivals are really fun. They feel like the kind of reward for the work. It's nice to show your work to people and get free barbecue and drinks and hang out with filmmakers. So yeah, I suppose this is it.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.